Ancient Shiloh. If you are like me, enjoying watching Indiana Jones dodging traps in the movie on his pursuit for the Ark, you probably will like Ancient Shiloh. Because in Ancient Shiloh, for more than 100 years, people were looking for the lost tabernacle. I'm Ran Silberman for All Israel News, and I invite you to see Ancient Shiloh today. Unlike the Silver Screen quest, however, the search for Shiloh's sacred history isn't fiction. For over 100 years, archaeologists have carefully unearthed El Shiloh's secrets, determined to shed light on the spiritual heart of Israel during the era of Judges. After all, for 369 years, Shiloh wasn't just a city, it was the beating center of worship for the sons of Israel, where they came 3 times a year to bring their sacrifices. During the history of archaeology here, scholars suggested at least 4 different locations of the tabernacle. And the debate continues. Yet, if we ask ourselves, what is the Bible's main message about Shiloh? The point is not that the tabernacle was here, but that it is no more. Consider the words of Jeremiah, the prophet of Jerusalem's destruction at the time of the end of First Temple period, who lived centuries after Shiloh's fall. Go now to my place in Shiloh, where I first made a dwelling for my name, and see what I did to it because of the wickedness of my people Israel. Shiloh stands above all as a symbol of destruction that results from Israel turning away from God. At its beginning, the place carried a great promise. Here Joshua gathered all the tribes and divided the land among them. And here the tabernacle was established permanently after wandering 40 years in the wilderness. Yet even from the outset, the great promise of Shiloh preserved was shattered by Israel's stubbornness. The very reason the tribes gathered at Shiloh was their failure to take on the challenge of conquering the land themselves. Joshua had to assign them their territories because they wouldn't do on their own. So Joshua said to the Israelites, "How long will you wait before you begin to take possession of the land that the Lord, the God of your ancestors, has given you?" Worse still, after receiving their inheritance, they failed to conquer them fully. Instead, they sat and complained. The people of Joseph said to Joshua, "Why have you given us only one allotment and one portion for an inheritance? We are a numerous people, and the Lord has blessed us abundantly." From the very start, we see Israel failing to do what God had commanded. In the book of Judges, which follows Joshua, we see rapid spiritual decline. The people turn to idolatry and adopt the cultic practices of the Canaanites they failed to expel. Strikingly, throughout Judges, Shiloh is barely mentioned at all. Certainly not as a pilgrimage site where Israelites offered sacrifice. When it does appear at the end of the book, it is in a very negative context. At the end of Judges, after the horrific civil war over the crime of the concubine of Gibeah, which nearly annihilated the tribe of Benjamin, there is a strange story set in Shiloh. The elders of Israel invite the Benjaminite, so they will not lose their lineage, to come and kidnap girls who dance in the vineyards of Shiloh. Shiloh's narrative climax is the story of Hannah and her prayer in 1 Samuel 1-2. Hannah's prayer desperately for a child, and when her prayer is answered, she offers one of the most beautiful songs of praise in the Bible. "My heart rejoices in the Lord my horn is lifted high. My mouth boasts over my enemies, for I delight in your deliverance." Samuel, who will anoint Israel's first 2 kings, grows up in Shiloh and is dedicated to the Lord in Shiloh. But even these chapters we see the depths of the sin that has taken hold among the sons of Eli, the high priest, are unfaithful, abusing their role as priests to exploit worshippers instead of serving God faithfully. Eli himself knows of their corruption, yet fails to stop them. 1 Samuel 4 shows the swift consequences. The Philistines seize the Ark of the Covenant, and Shiloh is destroyed by fire. The centrality of Shiloh in the history of Israel is lost and never recovered. What began as the place of great promise becomes a symbol of Israel's failure to fulfill its calling as God's covenant people. Shiloh stands as the monument to Israel's great failure. Instead of settling the land obediently, they hesitated and complained, just as their parents did in the wilderness. Instead of celebrating the Lord's appointed feasts, they were busy with civil wars and bride kidnapping. Instead of worshiping God in sincerity, they profaned his commands. The story of Shiloh is indeed a story of sin and destruction, showing Israel's inability to live up to the challenge of God set before them at Sinai. Yet the Lord does not abandon his people. He promised this again and again. After destructions comes hope, not because of Israel's righteousness, but because of God's unfailing, faithful love. Here in Shiloh, Hannah offered a prayer of praise. She concluded with her prayer with a prophetic word about Messiah. Those who oppose the Lord will be broken. The Most High will thunder from heaven. The Lord will judge the ends of the earth. He will give strength to his king and exalt the horn of his anointed Mashiach.